It's Chris from Atlantic Outboard, and we're going to go over the digital delivery of your new R160 Robalo. Quick tip, when you first go to launch the boat, there's going to be a trailer lock here. So what you do is you turn the battery switch on, which I'll go over in a second. You flip the trailer lock up, and then on the other side of the boat, there's a button to manually tilt the motor down. So once you have this lock off, you'd be able to tilt the motor all the way down into the water. Another point on this motor is a engine flush. Every Yamaha is going to have this, so whether you have an R160 or a 24-footer, you just simply unthread this, you would thread on your garden hose, and you'd be able to flush the motor. Back here you have tow eye hooks. If you ever plan on doing water sports and you don't have one of these ski tows, you could simply clip to there. This boat has an external step to easily get in the boat. Your batteries are going to be located under each jump seat in the rear. So once you're in the boat, you have access underneath to each battery. The first thing you do when you get in the boat is going to be to turn on your battery switch, which is on the R160. It's in the starboard corner here. First thing you do, start the battery, turn the battery on. I like to go over and then start the motor. It's very important. Your key lanyard has to be locked in, or you will not be able to start the boat. So step by step, you're going to want to turn your battery switch on, put your key lanyard in, turn the key, let the motor idle. Okay? While the motor's idling and warming up, you can get the rest of the boat ready. Your new GPS will be installed here. You could power that on. Just do a quick rundown of all your switches. You have a manual bilge pump. The bilge pump, this is a question we get all the time. Every single bilge pump on every boat we sell is hardwired direct to the battery. So if the boat is in the water and you do get some water in the bilge, it has a float switch and it will turn the bilge pump on automatically. If you're, say, washing your boat and you put some soap and water in there and you manually want to turn on the bilge pump, you could do so here. Anytime that bilge pump is on, you will see a red light illuminated to notify you that the light is on. You have a Nav and Anchor Light. The navigation and anchor light, if you hit it one direction, it will just turn on your navigation up front. If you turn it another way, it will turn on just your mast light. And if you put it in the middle, it'll have them all on. Another option is your courtesy lights. Those are just blue LED lights down on the deck. Those will help illuminate in the evening hours or while you're washing the boat. Your live well, you flip that switch on. It'll pump salt water from outside the boat into your live well. That's only on the R160 if you got the live well option. You will still have the space under the front seat there, but if you didn't choose the live well option, it'll just be storage. Each boat will have accessory switches. Those will be backup switches. If you add more components down the road, you could tie it into that switch. Stereo with Bluetooth. In your owner's bag, it'll talk with you about how to sync your phone with the stereo. I always tell people, if you have questions about syncing your Bluetooth, it's so easy to go on YouTube with the exact model number of the stereo that you just purchased. If you're having trouble, that's the easiest way. Most of the time, you won't even have to go online to figure it out. You'll just simply go on the settings for your phone, pair it with the Bluetooth. Up on your dash, you have storage with drains, your windshield, steering wheel. On this model, the R160, you have storage underneath. Back here, we discussed that the batteries will be under each side. You have stainless cup holders. If you come back here, you'll see to access your fuel tank, you just pull this and then this shroud lifts up. The standard fuel tank size is 12 gallons. You could just get a 6-gallon tank and top it off. You could take this out if need be. This just unclips and then the whole tank will come out. For serviceability to the bilge, once you have this fuel tank out, there's going to be an inspection plate under the fuel tank. That's where you would be able to access your bilge pump and your through-hull ball valve. Any boater should know where the through-hull ball valve is on your boat. If you're ever in an emergency situation, you would be able to shut that ball valve and isolate any water coming in. This boat has a through-hole ball valve to service that live well. It sucks ocean water from below the boat through a pump up to your live well. But there is a ball valve like you would have in your basement to isolate that. Moving forward, this is where the Bimini attaches. If you come zoom in on this, you'll be able to see how this works. There's a little groove, so the Bimini has a ball socket. It will slide into that. Once the socket is in there, you simply just turn this to lock it in. Okay, when you want to take it out, you turn it back so the groove allows it to slide out. Once you have the Bimini locked in there, you can deploy it forward or you could keep it collapsed. Moving forward here, grab handles, all stainless. You have rod storage. And then this is where your live well would be, or storage if you didn't get the live well option. Cushions go here, and more storage here. You have a single bow cleat, that's where you would tie the bow up, and then you have a stern cleat. Again, you would tie that to a stern dock cleat. That's basically it for your Robalo R160. We're here to answer any questions. If you take delivery of this boat and you still have additional questions, feel free to reach out to you and we'll walk you through them. One of the most important things before you launch your boat, make sure your drain plug is installed in the drain plug hole. Another tip regarding your Robalo R160 is it's very important that after you fill the fuel tank and you install it, before you can operate the motor, you're going to want to be able to vent the fuel tank. So on the cap itself, there's a little quarter turn screw. You just turn it to the left, it pops up a little bit. That'll allow the vent to breathe and suck fuel to your motor. Now, for long period storage, you just simply close that vent to lock it. Again, this is tips on your Robalo R160 fuel tank.